Today we will be doing part 4 of chapter 3, predicate logic. Here we will be studying methods of obtaining propositions from propositional function. The first method is the method of instantiation. What do you understand by the method of instantiation? It is a process of obtaining singular proposition from a propositional function by substituting a constant for a variable. Let us take an example. X is a logician. Symbolic form will be capital L, small x. This is a propositional function. From this propositional function, we can obtain a singular proposition by as Aristotle is a logician, by replacing an individual variable x with the proper name of an individual, say Aristotle. The symbolic form will be of this singular proposition capital L, small a, where a is an individual constant which stands for the proper name Aristotle. Now each singular proposition obtained from the propositional function in this manner is a substitution instance of that propositional function. A propositional function is neither true nor false. We already know this, but every substitution instant of its is either true or false. Let us take an example. X is a present Prime Minister of India. Its symbolic form will be capital M, small x. This is a propositional function. If we replace x by the proper name Narendra Modi, we get a true singular proposition, that is Narendra Modi is the present Prime Minister of India. The symbolic form will be capital M, small n. But if we replace it by a proper name Rahul Gandhi, then we will get a false singular proposition, that is Rahul Gandhi is the present Prime Minister of India, and the symbolic form is capital M, small r. Now we come to the second method, that is the method of quantification or generalization. What do you understand by this method? This is a process of obtaining a general proposition from a propositional function by placing a universal or existential quantifier before the propositional function. As there are two types of general proposition, quantification is of two types. The first is universal quantification or generalization. This is the process. The process of universal quantification consists in obtaining an universal general proposition by placing an universal quantifier before the propositional function. Let us take an example. X is good. The symbolic form is gx. It's a propositional function. If we assert this property to all x, then we shall get an universal general proposition, that is, given any x is good. Symbolic form will be universal quantifier gx, capital G, small x. Universal general proposition obtained may be either true or false, and the universal quantification of a propositional function is true if and only if all its substitution instances are true. So all the members of the class, it is true for all the members of the class, then only the proposition will be true. Second is existential quantification or generalization. The process of existential quantification consists in obtaining an existential general proposition by placing an existential quantifier before the propositional function. Example, x is noble is a propositional function. Its symbolic form is capital N, small x. If we assert the property to some members of a class, then we can obtain an existential general proposition that is, there is at least one x such that x is noble. The symbolic form will be existential quantifier, capital N small x. Existential general propositions obtained by the process of existential quantification may be either true or false. The existential quantification of a propositional function is true even if one of its substitution instance is true. So at least one is true, then it is true. Now we have finished with the methods of obtaining propositions from propositional function. We know there are two methods, that is the method of instantiation and the method of generalization or quantification. Now we come to quantificational deduction. This method consists in deducing the conclusion of an argument from its premises with the help of certain rules. Here, along with the 19 rules of inference, we require 4 more rules of quantificational deduction. This is because the symbolization of arguments containing non-compound proposition involve the use of propositional function and quantifiers, and their validity cannot be proved only by the 19 rules of inference. The 4 rules of quantificational deduction are the universal instantiation, universal generalization, existential instantiation, and the fourth is existential generalization. Now let us understand what is universal instantiation. The short form is UI. This rule allows us to obtain truth functional compound statement from an universal general proposition. It states that any individual or any substitution instance of a propositional function can be validly inferred from its universal quantification. In simple words, what is true of all the members of the class is true of each member of that class. The symbolic form will be universal quantifier phi x, therefore phi nu, where nu is an individual symbol, that is arbitrarily selected individual y or a specific individual a through w. Suppose from the universal general proposition, that is everything is beautiful, one can infer a proposition about a specific individual, say Rita is beautiful, or an arbitrarily selected individual, say y is beautiful, then its symbolic expression will be universal quantifier phi x, therefore capital B small r, or universal quantifier phi x, therefore capital B small y. Let us take an example. All singers are creative. Raj is a singer, therefore Raj is creative. This argument we can symbolize like this. First one will be universal quantifier Sx horseshoe Cx. You already know how to symbolize it. So the second premise, what will you get? Capital S small r, it is a singular proposition. And conclusion you will get capital C small r. Now you will have to solve it by using the rules. You can see that it has an universal quantifier and you cannot use the 19 rules of inference until and unless you drop that quantifier. So to drop the quantifier, there is this rule, and to obtain a singular proposition, when we drop the universal quantifier, we replace x by an constant, that is r, and we get SR horseshoe CR. Statement 1, we are applying the rule UI. Then fourth is by using the rule of MP for 3 and 2, we get CR. 3 and 2 MP. We must know all the 19 rules of inference with the 4 rules. Now we come to the second rule of quantification, that is universal generalization UG. The rule of universal generalization UG allows us to derive an universal general proposition from a truth functional compound statement which is about an arbitrarily selected individual y. The symbolic representation of this rule is phi y, therefore universal quantifier phi x, where y denotes any arbitrarily selected individual. One can validly infer that what is true of each member of the class is true of all the members of the class, but one cannot in the same way say that what is true of a specific individual of the class is true of all the members of the class. So only when we have y, then we can use the rule of UG. Arbitrarily selected individual we have, then only we can use the rule of UG, otherwise we cannot use if it is a specific individual A through W. Example, all apples are fruits, all fruits are ripe, therefore all apples are ripe. Let us symbolize this argument. Universal quantifier AX horseshoe Fx. Second premise, universal quantifier Fx horseshoe Rx. Therefore, universal quantifier AX horseshoe Rx. Now, we have to keep in mind that since in the conclusion there is an universal quantifier, so while dropping the universal quantifier in the premise, you have to replace the x by an arbitrarily selected individual. Why? Because later on you have to use the rule of UG, where you cannot apply the rule of UG if there is a constant. So only an arbitrarily selected individual should be there. So when we are dropping the first statement, we are dropping the universal quantifier and replacing x by y. So we get AY horseshoe FY, first UI rule. Then to the second we are applying again the rule of UI and we are getting FY horseshoe RY. Now which rule can you apply among the 19 rules? HS. So FF is common. So AY horseshoe RY you get 3 and 4 HS. Now you can add the quantifier to this propositional function and you will get a universal general proposition by the rule of UG. That is, you will get y you will replace by x now. When you are adding or dropping, that time the y or the constant will change. Arbitrarily selected individual or the constant will change. So here in UG case it is only arbitrarily selected individual. And we get the sixth proposition as universal quantifier AX horseshoe RX. For the statement 5 we are applying the rule of UG. Now we come to the next rule, that is existential generalization EG. The rule of EG is used to obtain an existential general proposition from a truth functional compound statement. That is, the existential quantification of a propositional function can be validly inferred from any of its substitution instance. The symbolic form of this rule is phi nu. Therefore, existential quantifier phi x. Here nu is any individual symbol. It can be an arbitrarily selected individual or it can be a specific individual. From say Anil is handsome, that is HA, or arbitrarily selected individual Y is handsome, that is HY, we can derive the existential general proposition, that is some are handsome. It can be symbolically expressed as HA, therefore existential quantifier HX, or HY, therefore existential quantifier HX. So here we are replacing a by x or y by x. Let us take an example. All aliens are strangers. No strangers exist. Therefore, no aliens exist. First premise, universal quantifier ax horseshoe sx. Then second, universal quantifier curl sx. Then therefore conclusion will be existential quantifier curl ax. Now here we are going to drop the universal quantifier and we can replace it by arbitrarily selected individual or an constant. Both will do, specific individual. So here we are replacing by y. So when we are dropping the first premise, universal quantifier, we will get ay horseshoe sy, first ui rule. Then fourth premise we will write, we'll drop the second universal quantifier and you will get curl sy. This is from 2 ui. Then fifth one, by using the rule of modus tollens from 3 and 4, you will get curl ay. 1 and 2 you have dropped, then you have used 3 and 4. You have used modus tollens, then again you will have to add the existential quantifier. So you have to use the rule of EG. So here when we are adding the existential quantifier, the y will be replaced by x and you will get existential quantifier curl ax. So is it clear to you? Now we come to the last rule, that is the rule of EI, existential instantiation. Don't mix this instantiation with the method of instantiation. They are rules of existential instantiation. They are not the methods. The rule enables us to infer a truth functional compound statements from an existential general proposition. The rule of existential instantiation states that from the existential quantification of a propositional function, we may infer the truth of its substitution instance, that is, truth functional statement about a particular individual only. So you have to remember here that we cannot use an arbitrarily selected individual as a substitution. We have to always use a constant. Let us take an example. Existential quantifier phi x, therefore phi nu, where nu is an individual constant other than y that has not occurred earlier in the context. This is very important to note that whatever constant here you are using, that should not occur in the premise anywhere. If it has occurred, then you cannot use that same constant. You have to use other than that constant, other than that constant. The substitution instance of EI cannot be an arbitrarily selected individual, because what is true of some members of the class cannot be true of an arbitrarily selected individual of that class. So what is true of some cannot be true of any. The rule of EI has restrictions that only that individual constant should be used which has not occurred earlier in the context. So this rule EI is always used first when both UI and EI are to be used in the same argument. This has to be noted, that when EI and UI are to be used together in the same exercise, then you have to use EI first. Third example, all teachers are qualified, some are teachers, therefore some are qualified. Let us symbolize this. Universal quantifier Tx horseshoe Qx. Second premise, existential quantifier Tx Therefore, existential quantifier Qx. Now here we have to drop the universal quantifier as well as existential quantifier. So we know that we have to drop first the existential quantifier and use the rule of EI. So when I am dropping the second premise, the quantifier, I have to always use a constant which has not occurred anywhere in the premise. So A, I replace x by A and drop existential quantifier. Second, EI. Then fourth, when I am applying the rule of UI, I have to use the same constant, because to maintain the uniformity throughout the exercise, so that I can use the required 19 rules of inference. So here again I will get TA horseshoe QA first. For first you are applying the rule of UI. Now by the rule of MP we can get 4 and 3, we can get QA. Okay, and then for this we can add the existential quantifier by using the rule of EG. You will get existential quantifier QX. To the statement 5 we are applying the rule of EG. So we have understood here the methods of deriving proposition from propositional function. There are two methods, the method of instantiation and the method of generalization. Then we have studied the 4 rules of the quantificational deduction, that is universal instantiation, universal generalization, existential generalization and existential instantiation. Thank you.